Okay, so I would like to call the Human Resources Committee to order. It's 5:34 on September 24th, 2018, and we're at Nashua High School North. Ms. Van Twyver is not here. Mr. Mosher is not. Mrs. Porter is here. Mrs. O'Gara, Mrs. Hohensie, and Mrs. Oden is here with us tonight. Okay, thank you. All right, so we have two things on our agenda tonight. We have administrative recommendations. We have an assistant principal to meet for Bicentennial Elementary School, and we also have some personnel recommendations dated September 24th, 2018. So we're moving forward with the candidate for assistant principal at Bicentennial Elementary School. So Mrs. Ackerman, could you please come forward? We have your resume in our packet, and you can sit anywhere you'd like. That's fine. So for your microphone to work, there's a little button there, and you push it, and the green light will come on. Is your green light on? Beautiful.
Good morning.
All right.
Or evening.
All right. So welcome. We're really thrilled to have you here, and we are glad to have the opportunity for you to present yourself in this position publicly. So could you just start by telling us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. My name's Tanya Ackerman. I am a lifelong resident of Nashua. I was born in Nashua, attended all the public schools in Nashua. This is my 20th year in Nashua, 23rd year teaching, 20th year in Nashua. And in that time, I also bought a house in Nashua. I had twins who went through the public school and are currently at Nashua North, sophomores. And I'm just lucky to be here right now.
Okay. Can you tell us, I know you've been in Nashua a long time. Can you tell us where you worked? Maybe?
Sure.
What grades you taught?
Yeah. I was at Bicentennial Elementary School for 15 years. I spent the last 4 years at Fairgrounds Elementary School. And then way prior to that, I was in another school district a long time ago.
All right. Thank you. Is there anyone who has any questions for Mrs. Ackerman? Ms. O'Hensie?
Thank you, and welcome.
Thanks.
I wondered if you could just talk about discipline. What's good about it? What's a struggle as an administrator? What some of your thoughts are? Because as a board member, we don't always know what's prevalent, what problems you deal with, so it would help us just to know.
No, that's good. I always think of, there's a man named Ross Green, and he says in a video, if kids who can do well will, but kids who can't really need the support in those skills to help them be successful. And it kind of rings through to whatever school I've been at, and a big piece of that is, first off, creating an atmosphere where the kids feel safe, the kids feel a sense of belonging, they feel loved. But, also understanding that there are expectations wherever you are, and that, we follow through with logical consequences, and that in doing that, the kids have the ability to be listened to be heard, to discuss strategies to support them to be successful, and just giving them the understanding that we're here as a team, as a teacher, a staff, to support them to be successful, to have the skills to be, a lifelong learner. Does that help?
Yeah.
And then, obviously the discipline. What was your second question? I know you had two.
I just know that little kids, sometimes they can get confused, lost, and whatever, and just wondered what kind of discipline problems you have in the elementary school, and what your philosophy is on how to deal with it, and you pretty much started along those lines.
Yeah, and and also just figuring out what is wrong with the child. So if the child is hungry, if the child was tired, if there was things going on at home, giving them, whether it's the resources to support them, whether it is to talk to the guidance counselor, to just, have that ear to listen to and give them an understanding that we're here to, help them. And I think when a kid is any child, even adult, as long as we're listening to them and validating what they're feeling, but then also really processing with them on ways to deal with whatever their frustrations are or anger. That's more of an acceptable way. Breathing, taking a break, going for a drink of water. And there might be more logical, you might need to stay after school with a teacher if need be, just to have a discussion about that if it was something that was really continuous, or, stay in at a time, get them when they need to have that time to talk to them, because, that's the hard part as a teacher. There isn't a lot of time to talk when you're teaching. So, finding that time might be, just getting a little creative with making sure that you make time to talk to that child and figure out what the problem is.
Thank you. Do you ever, like, if a child just doesn't fit into the classroom, I guess you haven't been the administrator, but do they ever take a child out and say that maybe this child needs a little something extra to get him back into a classroom and to integrate well? Because it's a big adjustment coming from home, coming into kindergarten, first grade. It's a lot of rules, especially boys. They don't sit well. They like to wiggle.
There's a lot of strategies teachers use within the classroom to support that, energy breaks, giving kids choices, making sure that, you're also not just teaching academics, but social emotional skills so that they understand what anger is, what frustrations are when they're sad, how to deal with those. But really definitely making sure that, the staff has strategies on how to make sure kids are engaged and understand, especially at certain age levels where, a lot of the younger grades are center-based. They'll have group work and the kids are able to move around a little bit. And that kind of follows through even as you get into the older grades, making sure that, you're not going to talk for an hour at a kid. You want to make sure that they have time to talk to each other, that they have time to walk around the room and do hands-on learning. So I think it's a lot of the strategies within the classroom and then obviously throughout the school that will keep them engaged and hopefully continue to help them be successful.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Are there any other questions, Mrs. Oden?
Yeah, thank you, and it's nice to have you here.
Thanks.
I know you've been gone from Bicentennial for 4 years, but what do you see as the biggest challenge going back there in an administrative position?
I'm really excited. So I don't know if I'm sure there'll be challenges, but I don't foresee too many. I mean, I guess people will ask me, about my professionalism and be able to, draw a line between friendships if I have them and, leadership. But I've had a lot of chances to do that, whether in their district committees, within the school as a leader. So I feel like I'm really comfortable already with that piece. So moving forward, I'm more just excited to, take what I've learned at, Fairgrounds, Title I schools, and bring it back to Bicentennial, which is really what I did when I went from Bicentennial to Fairgrounds, taking all those things I've learned there and bringing them to Fairgrounds. So I'm really excited to share all those things that I've learned in the last 4 years.
Thank you. I don't have anything else.
Okay, any other questions? No? All right. Well then, it is my great pleasure to make a motion to accept Tanya Ackerman as Assistant Principal at Bicentennial Elementary School for the 2018-19 school year at an annual salary of $73,500.
A second.
And second, all right, and I'll do a roll call. It's just you and me. I vote yes. Mrs. Oden?
Yes.
Motion passes. You're hired. Congratulations.
Thank
It
you
will have
very
to go
much.
to the full board. We'll bring it before the
Okay.
full board tonight, but you've gotten through the HR committee.
All right.
All right?
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Okay. All right, for the second item on tonight's agenda, we have personnel recommendations that were in your packet dated September 14th, 2018. Are there any questions about these recommendations? Mrs. Oden?
I have a question on number 5. Has this person been in the job, or if not, has the salary been prorated?
That salary will be prorated for his start date in the position.
Okay.
I don't believe he has been in the job, but we would put somebody, if there are times when we do put people into substitute positions until they are hired into a teaching position with the board.
Okay.
I'm a little bit confused. It doesn't look like this person has, well, maybe has been a substitute, but that wouldn't affect the yearly salary of a teacher, would it?
The yearly salary of a teacher is based on your first day in the position teaching as a teacher.
So, okay, I guess I would ask, has this person been in this position since the beginning of the year?
No.
Okay, okay, thank you.
Okay. Mrs. Hohensie, do you have any questions?
No, I'm all
Okay.
set.
All right. So I move to accept the personnel recommendations dated September 24th, 2018.
Second?
All right. I vote yes. Mrs. Oden?
Yes.
Okay, motion passes. All right, those are the only two things on the agenda for tonight, correct?
Motion to adjourn.
Motion second. I say, and so I vote yes, Mrs. Oden. All right, so we're adjourned at 5:45 p.m. Thank you.